It's the Odd Drunk Podcast, a very strange podcast, the drunkest show in the world. It's Jackson and Colton talking out of their ass. We don't care as long as drinks are poured. Sometimes we have our friends here. We will talk about anything. We don't care as long as we have beer. And if you let that whiskey ring. The Odd Drunk Podcast.
Welcome to the Odd Drunk Podcast. Look at our Deadpool something obscene. I don't know, something Deadpool would say. Look at my balls, Disney. Have you seen the new
Popcorn
the
bucket?
Deadpool popcorn? Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it today.
You know, the suggestive agape Wolverine mouth.
I think it's great. Yeah.
And the fact that Disney let that happen, and that, apparently they gave Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy and Levy and other writers like full reins. Like
Nice.
every
I
time
love
they
it.
thought they were crossing the line, they would like check with Kevin Feige and stuff, and he was like, "No, just go for it."
Yeah.
And
Well, they
I
learned
just
that.
watched.
Well, Fox learned that lesson with Deadpool 2. We can talk about it a bit, but Tim Miller apparently
That's similar.
fought with Ryan Reynolds behind the scenes about creative control on Deadpool 2 before he left the project. And
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds won, and Deadpool 2 is a great movie. So
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
it was a huge box office success, just like with this first one on a pretty low budget. I
yeah.
don't have the numbers here, but we can talk about that when we get this started. So yeah, we're doing a commentary on Deadpool. We did all the solo Wolverine movies, including Wolverine Origins, which is the
Yes.
first appearance of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, and apparently the first time Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman and Ryan Reynolds ever met, and they've been mates since. I watched. They did an interview with each other on
We'll talk a little bit about
People magazine.
that
I think.
that Deadpool while we're watching this, because there's some
Yeah.
stuff with that too. But
But yeah, we're watching these, and the lead up to Deadpool and Wolverine. Couldn't be more excited. It's my most anticipated movie of the year.
yeah,
I mean,
same. I can't think of anything else that's
yeah. I mean,
other than
is it
maybe
gonna be
that some theaters are showing Fellowship of the Ring extended edition next
just
month.
punch
That's
that
pretty
again?
exciting.
That would be
but
cool to see in theaters.
I'm gonna go probably actually to Two Towers, because that's on a Sunday.
Last
but-
time I saw those movies in the theater was when I was like 4.
Yeah.
So
And these are the
That would be
extended
awesome.
editions they're showing.
yeah.
So
So let's get this going. If you haven't listened to one of our commentaries, here's how it goes. I'm gonna speed run this. I'm gonna say, well, get your copy ready. It's on Disney Plus. That's the easiest thing you can
lots
do
of
on.
places you can watch it.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus is
But
the
get your copy ready if you're even gonna do this. And I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, play. Then we hit play, and we'll sync up around 20th Century Fox logo. I think that's still in this.
yeah. And we'll
but
talk,
sync.
and we'll be talking as the movie goes. So you'll figure out pretty
Well,
quick
yeah.
if you're out of
Well,
sync.
it's a commentary.
Yeah.
We're not going to just hit play and then silence.
One of these days we should, though.
Just dead silence. Well, Madam Web's on Netflix. I think we should do that at some point, just for shits and giggles.
Watch
just to
Madam
get it done
Web.
with. We both watch it at the same time. Don't watch it before, obviously. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah.
If you're not doing it for this. I did see like the first 5 minutes. My girlfriend put it on. She's like, I'm just gonna put this on as background noise. And it looked like a student, like a poorly made film school student's last minute effort fan film. Like, but that's giving it too much credit, because there's really good fan films out there on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's literally well, let's get this started.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Madam Web. But Deadpool would appreciate that. He would make jokes about it.
Yeah.
He loves.
He would probably love Madam Web.
Yes.
Unironically, for
Um,
some reason.
so anyways,
Yeah.
here we go. Three, so get your copy ready. 3, 2, 1, play.
All right.
All right, here's 20th Century Fox logo. It might be slightly off. We are doing this online remote, as we have
Yes.
been for a while now.
20th Century Fox,
Da 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 da. Da da da
before the
da.
dark times,
Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
when they were still an independent studio.
Right. I know, but yeah, one part of me is like, yeah, that's bad. It's a monopoly and everything. But another part of me is like, but now they're gonna, now Deadpool's an MCU now, so that's because Disney owns it.
The
This is very
music
interesting.
choices in this movie are great.
Oh yeah,
Just
and this whole CG intro credits here, Rob Liefeld, that's what that is.
yeah,
Um,
some douchebag's film.
it's some douchebag, yeah.
God's perfect
Um,
idiot.
so this whole sequence and this whole movie is basically built. There's Ryan Reynolds, Sexiest Man Alive. But this whole movie is built around the test footage, that
Yeah,
highway sequence.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
most of this movie takes place on a highway in Vancouver, Green Lantern. um, no, it's such a small scale, and
I think that's kind
the
of
second one gets a bigger budget and more characters and things to do, but this one has such charm.
yeah.
And if it, I
I go
mean,
back and
this
forth on
kicked
whether
it
I
off.
like this one or the second one more, but this one, the small scale, is definitely like a bonus for it. Yeah. No, the test footage though.
You cut off there?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, the test footage that they made, they apparently made it because so I mentioned like we would talk a bit about
Produced by
the
accident.
X-Men Origins Deadpool, and apparently that whole situation happened. I did a little research on this because Ryan Reynolds was trying to get Deadpool um made, and Fox
Mm-hmm.
basically said, "We want you to do this movie, X-Men Origins. We want you to
Yeah.
do it our way, and if you don't, we're just gonna find someone else to play Deadpool." So
Yeah.
he sucked it up and did it as a way of
Did the
keeping the
bad
project
version just
alive. And
yeah.
it did work because they actually greenlit this movie after X-Men Origins Wolverine. And
Yeah, I remember
they greenlit this version of Deadpool. Like they had done that atrocious version in X and Origins, and
mm-hmm.
they greenlit a version more like this. And then it was Green Lantern that convinced them to cancel the project. And it
And that
was
was a
after
flop.
they canceled it, then that's when they made the test footage.
Yep, and then somebody leaked it. Ryan Reynolds.
It's either Ryan Reynolds
Ryan Reynolds or
or it was Tim Miller or someone in Tim Miller's production company that
yeah,
leaked it. It
but
was
it's heavily been hinted that it was Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds had said he's
And he's a
70%
master at
sure it
marketing.
wasn't him.
Or it might have been them, multiple actors there.
Yeah.
Um
But I like that they
Costume, by the way, is perfect translation
oh
from
yeah.
the comics. And they did the eye emoting thing with the mask before anyone else, before Spider-Man did it in Civil War, and it works.
Just works so
Works so
well.
well.
Yeah.
Uh, and in this interview of Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, they were kind of dissing each other, but also complimenting each other and inflating each other's egos in the interview. And Ryan was telling Hugh like, "Oh, you do so great. You're so, passionate and powerful with your performance of Wolverine and your background in dance." And then Hugh was telling him, "I think it's so amazing how well he emotes because he has to act so much with the mask on."
Oh yeah.
And like all it can take is one little head tilt or your body movements are so important when
Yeah.
you don't have your face to work with.
That's it's
And he does
hard
such
to
a great job.
do, but it can be done. I mean, it's one thing The Mandalorian did so well with that character, is emote and making him emote with
You can
the
read so
helmet.
much just from
And
I mean, obviously their voice, but
yeah,
that is only going to do so much. Like if you just have a stilted figure just, moving like a statue, not
yeah,
showing body emotion, body movement, you're not going to get the full picture, even if there's good voiceover.
yeah,
Um, oh, Ajax, right?
yeah.
Who is
Generic
this guy?
British villain. I like that they make all the villains like very generic in this movie on
Oh,
purpose.
well, yeah, this movie's
Like,
all about all the budget is on Deadpool. Everything
yeah,
else is generic.
yeah, just
It's
this.
gray. It's not a good looking movie. Like
No,
it's very plain. It's obviously filmed in Vancouver. Um,
yeah, that airport
oh, and I
they're
love
at,
his
like
taxi
obviously
driver.
just like a little local airport that they were filming at. Like,
Yeah. Yep. No, they said they literally filmed, like
the
90% of the action shots on this
crisp high
bridge on the
five,
highway.
that is something that I say to people that I am referencing this movie. Obviously, people don't get that it's a reference because it's not unique to this movie, but
Oh, and this is basically the test footage just redone.
yeah. And there he is.
Here he goes, breaking the fourth wall. See, I told you, ball jokes. Wolverine. It's gonna
they
be a lot of us just laughing at Deadpool's jokes.
they do
But
the fourth wall breaking so well on this.
mhm. Well, because he's the only one, no one else acknowledges it, and that's just like the books.
It's just
Oh, and
something
here,
he
yeah,
does.
here's the
Yeah.
sequence.
Great action too, though.
Yeah, such limited budget, but they work so well with it. Um. Anyways, we've forgot
Apparently,
something.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
What are you drinking?
Well, you probably already knew this because I was drinking it last night when we were playing Helldivers. But I'm drinking some Dale's Pale Ale, just the
Classic.
original classic. Um, I thought about getting creative with this episode, but I was like,
Haven't had that in a while.
I think this would be appropriate. Yeah,
I
it's just a
have a
solid beer.
Dos. I have a Dos Equis that my girlfriend got,
Nice.
and I'm still drinking the Toki Suntory whiskey, Japanese whiskey. Delicious.
Nice. Nice.
Sipping on that.
Drinking a Wolverine drink is appropriate for a Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, well, and I also drink that for our Samurai Ninjas episode last week. I still
Yeah.
gotta
Probably
promote that,
you'll
make a
probably
post
be
about
drinking
it.
it for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dos
it's
Dos Equis
I'm
is good
savoring
too,
it.
though. It's not my favorite Mexican lager, but it's a mid tier for me.
Yeah, it's
It's no Modelo, but it's at least as good as a Corona.
I would put it I put it a little above Corona,
Yeah.
actually. Um, but yeah, Modelo. For me, it'd be Modelo, then Pacifico, then Dos Equis, then Corona.
I would agree. Yeah. Yeah, and then there's others I think below, then if you want to go
I'm
cheaper,
a,
Tecate.
I was big on Pacifico for a while.
Pacifico's really solid. I really like, I know it's not a Mexican brand, but Session has a Mexican lager that is excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do
But
you
it's
think of Colossus here?
I love Colossus in this. Um, he is probably one of the most inconsistent characters that has been portrayed in a lot of movies.
Well, I hope we get an answer. I hope this new movie with all the TVA timeline stuff and everything going on, which by the way, I heard Rob McElhenney is going to be a TVA agent.
Nice. I would love that.
Because in one of the Welcome to Wrexham episodes, they just took a left turn and then just went to the set of Deadpool
Oh,
because it's in London.
Nice.
So, and it's confirmed that Rob McElhenney is going to be in it. And
Yes.
I think it might be like a Star Wars Stormtrooper thing where you don't know which one is him,
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Like where
but he's just a random TVA agent.
Daniel Craig was in
Yeah,
Force Awakens, but he was a
but
stormtrooper.
who knows? He might be unmasked or something in the film. That'd be pretty good.
That'd be fun.
Um, but he's probably just gonna be some TVA agent that dies horribly.
I gotta talk about this scene. This is one of my favorite action scenes like ever.
He only has 12 bullets,
I love the whole
counting
counting down the
down.
bullets to the audience thing. It's such a good,
Well, and
like,
it's
creative gimmick for the fight scene.
such creative writing here. This is a sequence in most movies that would be done with. I mean, it would just be one part of a bigger movie,
Yeah.
but they spend so much time here. They show his powers, jokes.
I love this bad Deadpool.
Seven.
No, I think the whole counting down the bullets is a really great gimmick, and the fact that he's breaking the fourth wall and counting it down to the audience makes it that much better.
Yeah.
It's a perfect use of breaking the fourth wall in an action scene for a movie. Like,
Well, yeah, I think Deadpool kind of invented it. Well, not invented it, but he really.
yeah. Well, what I mean is just like there's a lot of ways that you can break the fourth wall during an action sequence, but the way they do it with him counting the bullets to the audience here is like it's interactive in a very fun way to the
Yeah, it
audience.
continues throughout the sequence.
Yeah, it's I think it's great. It's so good.
And it's not just like, hey, I'm Deadpool and I'm coming out of the screen. I'm killing Kevin Feige. No,
Yeah.
it makes sense within the universe.
Yeah.
Whatever timeline this is, like I hope we, yeah, like I said, I hope we get some answers.
Yeah.
I saw this crazy theory about Wolverine though,
Yeah.
that he is the same Wolverine we've seen the whole time. But
No.
with all the shenanigans of transporting his mind back in time and Days of Future Past, he basically have like at least two minds of Wolverine from different timelines, but they're in the same person, same body.
Ah.
So it's like
Yeah.
he's the Wolverine from all the X-Men movies. He's also the Wolverine in Logan. He's also the Wolverine because they're all just the same guy.
So he's just
And
got
that's
he's
might
one
be why the
guy.
TVA is coming after him. I don't
He's like
know.
one guy with multiple timelines worth of memory in his head.
Yeah, that's pretty
Ah.
much the theory. Because it's not Deadpool and just some random version of Wolverine. It's Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. That'd be cool. I like that
Um,
idea.
and oh, there we go. I remember watching this around Valentine's.
I saw this in theaters.
Yeah,
Opening weekend, I think I saw this.
nice.
I remember the theater I went to for this. It was before like buying
Outright ass.
tickets online was a thing, at least at that theater. It was a thing, but that theater wasn't doing it. So this was you had to stand in line and get
Look at the
tickets
guy's
that way.
shirt. He's an Ed Hardy guy.
I love it. Just you immediately hate him.
Yep.
I like his
So this was
jacket.
when he was just well, he's always been a mercenary for hire.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna apparently we're gonna see like a version of Deadpool that's just Ryan Reynolds. Well, not just Ryan Reynolds, but you know, he's not
He's good
disfigured or
looking.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Um,
would be funny.
I will say it might get a little out of hand if you have multiple Deadpools yelling at each other and telling each other to look at their balls.
I
Like,
saw in the
but
trailer there's a little dog that's like in a Deadpool
Dogpool.
costume. That's gonna be a variant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Apparently that dog was won like the ugliest dog competition in Britain or something.
Nice.
Or was like a
No,
runner up.
there's no such thing as an ugly dog though. Let's be honest.
Yes, there is.
No, there's not. No.
That doesn't mean they can't be cute.
But if you're ugly and also a little bit cute, are you really that ugly then?
Pugs are ugly, in my opinion, but they're cute ugly.
Yeah. I like this whole doesn't hurt as much as serrated steel.
Right. Oh, it was because the pizza delivery guy. That's what it was about.
Yeah.
Right, I have some hard spots. But going back to the Wolverine thing, I wonder if he is still the Wolverine in Logan. Like he still ends up dying in Logan after the shenanigans with Deadpool.
Right, yeah.
Or
Hmm.
I don't know, but if he's also gonna be in Secret Wars, unless Secret Wars like I heard that movie's gonna
Or
like reboot the whole timeline of everything so they can just make movies without worrying about the MCU as much.
that I'm
Um,
excited for Secret Wars, not because I think Secret Wars itself is going to be amazing. I mean, maybe it will, but if they do it in a way where it gives them the opportunity to just like
more
more
creative freedom.
carelessly just make movies,
Yeah, let's
I
just do
would
like
like.
a one-off X-Men thing. Let's do a
Yeah.
one-off thing. It doesn't have to
MCU,
be.
the MCU was or is great, but I think after the Infinity Saga, I'm not one of those people that think that Phase 4 has been completely terrible,
I just think,
but they clearly have a problem where like they have to keep everything in the MCU, but they have a
mhm.
creative like they don't have a really good reason to other than just because
And
they
the
should.
whole
Like,
the multiverse stuff just gives them an
yeah.
easy excuse to just be like, hey, this is just a one-off thing. It's its own thing. If we want to make it connect to something, we can, but if it
Yeah.
doesn't, that's fine. Like, why can't um
I mean that's why I
like
again that
X-Men 97 so great because it's in its own universe.
yeah.
It's in the Marvel animated universe. It's got Spider-Man 94 in it. It's got Captain America, all these cameos, but it's
Yeah.
not it's still
It's
its own
it's
thing,
just
not
doing
burdened by
it's just
uh
Marvel in general. It's just
yeah,
doing its own thing. Like, yeah.
it's just yeah, exactly.
That's one of the reasons I like this movie
Oh,
and
this
Deadpool 2,
guy's
because like this is implied, at least when it
what's
was
that
in
guy's name?
TJ Miller.
Yeah.
That's the actor's name. I don't know the character's name. But no,
Yeah,
but like this movie is like when it came out at least isn't was like implied to be in the Fox X-Men universe, but only just implied. So you could
right.
they were able to just kind of do what they want because it's implied to be in that universe, but the Colossus that we
Well,
see
Heaven's like,
is
oh, the
obviously
timelines are so
not the
confusing.
Colossus that we see in the Fox X-Men timeline.
Well, and he even says that,
Like,
oh yeah, that's where he gets his name for the Deadpool.
I mean, it's fucked up, but if there was a bar that was most of the clientele were hired mercenaries, that probably would be a thing, right?
So she Vanessa, she was supposed to be the character Copycat.
Yeah. That was what Tim Miller wanted to do with her.
Yeah.
But then after he left the project in Deadpool 2, she kind of became more of
She became fridged.
yeah. Well, like she kind of just goes off and but she
Maria
kind of
Baccarin.
plays a little bit of the role of like death in
Yeah,
the Deadpool mythos sort of thing. Like without overtly just being that character, I guess.
yeah, and honestly, they would have done that if they had the rights to it, but that I I guess Lady Death would have fell into the MCU maybe
Oh yeah, yeah.
because at that time people thought maybe they were going to introduce her in Infinity War because that's so important for Thanos' story. Because in
Yeah.
the comics he's just trying to impress Death.
Yeah.
It's not for a greater good thing. He
He's a
just
lot
becomes a god and he just starts killing.
in the comics. Thanos is a lot less
Noble.
no, I don't want to say noble, but like morally complicated.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say morally gray because he's really not morally gray.
No.
Still evil, but he's
But
complicated.
he has his reasons for everything. He think it's because of resources and
Yeah. Like he's a psychopath and a sociopath, but when he explains himself, you do understand
the rationale.
what he's like his logic. Yeah.
But in the comics, it's just because he has the hots for the personification of death.
Yeah.
Which that's pretty metal, I must say.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I do like that version. I like this here. This.
And I'm glad she doesn't have that haircut for the whole movie.
Yeah, it's not a terrible haircut. Yeah, she pulls it off great, but it's not my favorite style of haircut.
Gives me Karen vibes.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. This is a good employee, by the way.
Yeah.
Good customer service that was. Yeah. Just got a point. I just got to point that
back. Is that Dogpool in the background?
The
red dog toy.
I didn't see.
It was a red and black like plushie.
Oh, maybe.
That it looked a lot like that must have been a sneaky thing they threw in there. Oh, here they go. I hope there's at least one sex scene in the new one.
Yeah.
Come on, Disney. Go all out with it,
Do it, yeah.
And it could be with any character or any number of characters. I don't care. And then we just them doing it montage.
This is my favorite one, yeah.
Okay. Nope. Yeah.
Hey, he's a trooper for trying.
Right, yeah. Jeez.
That's gross.
Yeah, this scene, it's always awkward.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes I feel like this is just me. I hate food fight scenes in movies.
I hate,
I think
well,
it's gross. I'm like
food fetish things.
food fetish things, but also just generally like also like food fight scenes. I don't like that. I think it's gross.
I got in a food fight before in middle school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually me and some friends, and
Mm,
we got in
nice.
a bit of argument
Oh,
and started squirting ketchup on each other, and then it
so
turned into like a basically a food fight.
ah,
Mashed potatoes were being flung,
nice, nice.
and then we were like, anyways, we'll see you later.
Hey, get your anger out, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes a little, a little healthy, aggression doesn't no one gets hurt. That's always that can be a good
Hmm.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I slapped a man with a banana before.
He was hiding it in his butt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, did you see that sweater Ryan Reynolds put Hugh Jackman in? It was a couple Christmases
No,
ago.
I don't think so.
Um, who was wearing it? It was either Ryan or Hugh Jackman, but they were both. It was like a picture. Um,
I like a fun Christmas sweater. My partner a few years ago got me a Skyrim Christmas sweater. Um, and
or
that's
no, okay.
and that's
Ryan
always
Reynolds and oh, sorry.
oh yeah. No, but I have a Skyrim Christmas sweater my partner got me a few years ago, and it's got the Imperial logo and dragons on it and stuff. But it's like pretty subdued. It's like a blue and white Christmas sweater. And it's fun because people who get the references always really like it, but a lot of people don't get the references, but still like it because it has dragons on it, and they think that's
Right.
fun. So I get a lot of compliments going, "I like your dragon sweater," and I'm like, "You don't get the reference, but I appreciate that you still like it."
I appreciate your effort in liking my sweater.
Yes.
So now you guys can. It was a picture. These fucking assholes said it was a sweater party, and it's Ryan Reynolds and like a gift wrap Christmas sweater with Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're both just wearing t-shirts. Oh.
Nice.
Is it Jake Gyllenhaal? Gyllenhaal? How do
I,
you say his name?
I don't know.
I heard him say it once on like Jimmy Fallon or something.
I just know it's one of
Um,
those names that everyone always mispronounces, including myself.
and yeah, I always just said Gyllenhaal.
Same, yeah. It's
Okay,
just
now
like
we're back to the highway
Timothy
bridge.
Chalamet is one of those. Apparently, it's not Timothy. It's like something I don't know how it's
Is it
pronounced.
like Timothy or like
Yeah, something like that. But I don't actually know how it's pronounced.
right?
There's Francis.
Oh yeah. What's his powers again? Vague, like
Just stronger.
superhuman,
Just superhuman, yeah.
or he doesn't feel pain or something, or he
I
does, or he
I
has healing, or I don't know.
he
I
doesn't
can't
feel
remember.
pain, I think is part of it, yeah.
Oh, okay. But then again, he gets stabbed multiple times.
Yeah, like he's just generally strong and he heals a bit faster. Can take more damage. It's very vague. That's wasn't there was the comic where Deadpool describes himself as a mix between a Shar and Ryan Reynolds.
What's
Right.
that?
The comic where Deadpool describes himself as a mix between Ryan Reynolds and a Shar.
Oh yeah. And that was before Ryan Reynolds was cast.
Yeah, apparently the story is that Ryan Reynolds was
Oh,
sent a
there's
bunch of comic
the
books.
Barack of Deadpool.
Yeah, but he was sent comic books by I don't remember who, and that was like the beginning of how this project originally before X-Men Wolverine got made
Hmm.
when they were started trying to get this movie made.
A similar thing happened with Sam Jackson and Nick Fury in the Ultimate Comics. Whoever, but
Oh yeah,
the artist was drawing Nick Fury just as Sam Jackson.
yeah, and then Sam Jackson got cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think he picked up the comic one time. Is like, that's my fucking face. Well, I'm not seeing a paycheck in this.
Yeah. Now he's seeing paychecks for it.
Yeah, yeah. And he was in a very mid uh, series, Secret Invasion.
I haven't watched it yet, and
Which
I'm not sure I
don't
will.
bother.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
One
It's
that I do
nothing
want to
like.
watch that I didn't get around to is Echo. I haven't gotten around to that yet.
Yeah, that one was a good.
Yeah.
That's a good one. The
Although
actress is.
although Sam Jackson is, I think out of the whole like MCU casting, he is one of the better cast characters.
I think the MCU casting pretty much gets it. I mean,
I mean, yeah, but what I mean
for
is like
most.
I don't I struggle to imagine another actor playing that role, is what I
Right.
mean. Like
Unless you do White Nick Fury
like
with
take
David Hasselhoff again.
which would be fun, but like take someone like Chris Hemsworth as Thor. He's a almost perfect casting as Thor, but there's other actors I could imagine playing Thor, right?
Right.
Even if he's one of the better choices. Sam
Mm.
Jackson is like I can't imagine at this point another Nick Fury on screen. Like it's kind
I
of
think the
like
same thing goes for Ryan Reynolds' as Deadpool, honestly.
yeah, I would agree.
And
And Hugh
well, Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman Wolverine, yeah.
But that's not because he's a good casting. It's just because he's been playing the character for 24 years,
Yeah. Well, and he's a good casting.
which is insane.
Yeah.
I have a coworker who just turned 23, and Hugh Jackman has been playing Wolverine longer than she's been alive,
Right. I think
which is insane.
the only other actors I can really say that beat his record for playing the same character for literal decades is like Stallone as Rocky, um,
Yeah,
who else? Arnold as the term
but if you're
T-800.
talking like the number of actual movies that have been made with that character, though, Hugh Jackman has to be up there with the record. Like,
Well, and also playing the same character consecutively
yeah,
with little to no. I mean, he Logan was, supposed to be the last one back in 2017.
yeah,
So Logan to now is the biggest gap because X-Men 2000, X-Men 2 was like 2003 or 2.
yeah.
Last Stand was like '05 or '06. Then he made a little
Then
cameo in First Class. I was like 2009 or 10.
yeah, then X-Men
And
Origins,
then yeah, well yeah, and that was
um,
2009 and then he
Days of
was
Future Past.
yep, that was like
He
2014.
he did make a
The
cameo.
Wolverine 2013.
Oh yeah, he did make
So
a
yeah, this is
cameo in Apocalypse.
yeah.
He was in one
So
scene.
really, I mean, he's barely had any. huge gaps. This has been the longest gap between Logan and now.
Yeah.
And he said one of the reasons he wanted to stop was just because it was hard.
Yeah.
Hard getting that bulky, and it's just an intense character to play. And as far as working out, and he says, you know, you had to eat like 5 big chickens a day to bulk up, you know,
Damn. Yeah.
and obviously work out a lot.
It's a routine. Yeah.
But he, you know,
Should watch have you seen any of the interviews with Rob McElhenney about when he bulked up for that season of It's Always Sunny?
oh yeah,
Like like
he pretty much said he was like, yeah, yeah, it's easy. All you have to do is have professional workout trainer, um, uh, you know, work out every morning for like 3 hours a day. That was pretty funny.
yeah.
I forgot exactly what he said,
I
but
remember he talked about he said when he hired the trainer, it was the trainer who worked on Brad Pitt with Fight Club and worked on like Magic Mike and all those movies.
oh yeah.
And he said first day with the trainer's like he's like, I tell people to have an idea of what sort of thing they're going for when they're training. I mean, he's like, I'm gonna stop you right there before you even say it. You're not gonna look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Like
No, he got shredded though in Always Sunny. And I love how like he wanted the attention and everything. They were
and the
like
joke is that they don't even recognize it.
they don't recognize it and they don't care, and also they're like, just make a choice. Are you gonna be fat? Are you skinny? Are you muscular? Or like just
Like, what are you even doing,
and that's
Mac?
just kind of a meta joke against Rob McElhenney because he's always changing up the character.
Yeah.
Um, because you know there was the season where he put on all the weight and everything too, and he gained and lost 60 pounds in the span of 6 months, something like that.
Yeah. Apparently he had like he like was doing stuff like letting ice cream melt and then drinking the ice cream for when he was putting on the weight for that season.
Oh yeah, just
I like her.
so
She's
get as
cool.
many calories. Oh yeah, Negasonic, um, teenage warhead or something.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I love how they're the two only characters, the two X-Men they could afford.
Yeah. I think the Deadpool costume in this and Deadpool 2 are is one of the best comic to
Oh
live
yeah,
action adaptations of a costume ever. Like like
yeah, and then the new one,
they do a good job making it like it's accurate, but it still looks like it could exist.
it's got nice textures.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leather and
So
everything,
good.
but and the emoting eyes. And
Like there's other good
he's getting a
ones,
bit of a
but
different costume in the new one. It's just a bit brighter, a bit
yeah. Like
flashier.
there's other good superhero costumes in movies. Some of the Spider-Man costumes are great. Iron Man, Captain America, I like his Winter Soldier costume,
Hmm.
but this is I think number one for me.
Well, they almost got it right the first time. Almost. We don't like talking about the other one. Um. Oh yeah, it just breaks his arm. Breaks his Canada.
Colossus just standing there, not even reacting.
Yeah. Just breaks all his limbs on Colossus. Also, did they ever address that Colossus is Russian in any of the other movies?
I don't remember. It's been a while
Isn't
since
he
I've
just kind
watched
of
him.
a guy? Just
Yeah, I also it's been a while since I've
there
watched
it
him, but
goes.
he's really just a side character at most in all the other movies.
Yeah, he has a few throwaway lines.
Yeah.
Well, and he's the side character in this, but he's done way better in this.
But he's a major side character though. He
Yeah.
like that's how fast he heals. It's like his wrist is already not broken anymore.
Oh, there's the Blackbird. Yeah, Jesus, that's brutal.
I didn't get that joke when this came
Ooh.
out, but
Oh
love that.
yeah, and he gets a little baby hand now. Yeah, look at those textures.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So this was the Weapon X program, right? Or not Weapon
Uh,
X, but like the next one. Because like
isn't it was
after
like
Wolverine escaped, then they tried
yeah, it's related to the
doing more
Weapon X
experiments.
program, but more like a
And Captain
defunded
America's,
off illegal offshoot of it.
yeah, and it was already,
Well, it was
like a black 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 site illegal thing, anyways.
well, like it was a black
Um,
site illegal thing that was like secretly actually being funded by the government.
yeah,
At least in
this was
this,
like privately funded or something.
yeah, I think at least in this version of it, this is implied to be privately funded.
Captain America's technically Weapon One.
Yeah,
Oh, there's Gina Carano.
yeah.
She
She said some bad things on Twitter or something like that. I don't remember.
yeah, and I don't agree with firing her from Mandalorian or anything just over that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, people can boycott her and all they want. That's fair. Social consequence is fair, but
But
compared to some of the things some like recently in the news, what she
hmm
said is actually kind of minor. Like in retrospective, seems kind of uh what's the word?
Oh, well, I think you should be
Like
able to
not
voice your
not that big of a
opinions,
deal.
but right,
Not
yeah.
that I agree with what she said, obviously I don't, but like compared to some more recent stuff, seems like not as big of a deal.
Right.
But on the other hand, in defense of Disney a little bit, they are a private company and can hire and fire whoever they like. So if they
No,
don't
that's
want to be
true. And
associated with her image, they absolutely were in their right to fire her.
yeah, and you can't say
So,
Disney's being lame because they're letting Deadpool happen. Yeah,
well,
but and it's also but what I also don't
I
agree
say
with is they
that, but
fired
also
James Gunn
yeah,
at, he made some
for a
poorly,
for a
jokes
similar
in poor taste on
reason.
Twitter.
But then
I
they
don't it was a
rehire him
political reason.
because he's popular.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Like
they have to finish
Disney won't
Guardians and
stick to
he's
their
the only one
guns
that
on
can do it.
anything. I don't want to I say that about like defending Disney about how they're a private company and all that they can do what they can hire and fire whoever they like, but I also want to make it clear I don't want to defend Disney too much. They are a mega billionaire company.
Yeah.
So um and at least she's kept her head down since then, it seems like. Versus some people who
Well,
say,
because basically what she said that got this is what really got her under fire. and this is just paraphrasing, but she basically basically said how the Nazis treated the Jews was equivalent to hating someone for their political views.
Yeah,
Um,
she
and it
was
just made she
comparing
was trying to make
she was comparing canceling people for like far right um
the
political views to the Holocaust,
yeah
which is insensitive.
yeah
I'll leave it at that. It's
yeah.
but yeah, it's not the worst thing someone's ever said, but it's still pretty
But it's
insensitive.
also it's ignorance.
She shouldn't have said that.
But yeah, and
At
yeah.
least though she's kept her head down from what I can tell since
Mm-hmm.
then, unlike say like someone like J.K. Rowling who has said insensitive things online
Oh, and she
and then
continues to
got
say insensitive
canceled, and
things.
instead of keeping her head down and letting everyone forget about it, has
Yeah.
doubled down on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just making it worse for herself. She could have just kept her head down and people would have forgotten. But nope.
I know. It's one of those things. I love the Harry Potter movies
I
and
love
books and
Harry Potter.
everything, but like,
I grew up with Harry Potter, big fan.
and I
But
remember when Hogwarts Legacy came out, which I want to play that game again actually, but
I tried playing it again. I couldn't get into it again.
the world is immersive, and like I love the open world. It's beautiful and it's immersive, like exploring Hogwarts and everything. But it's the gameplay loop is dated.
The gameplay loop is dated. The main character is insufferable.
Yeah,
Um
terrible main character.
uh the and then what I found is
When you
that
kill a whole goblin camp, and what is he? He's like,
this was Ranrock's fault or something like
yeah,
that. And like, you're
Red
the
is
one who
on Red Rock.
murdered them
Red
all
Rock's
just
blood
now.
is on your hands.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. He and then like what I found is that I played it for about like
Or
30.
she. I mean, you could play.
Yeah. I played it for like 30 or 40 hours or something like that. I got pretty far in. And I started to get bored because the sort of magic of the world wore off. And what
And
I
the
found
combat is kind of stale.
and what I found was that the whole like magic of the wizarding world was what was holding it all together in the first place. And
Mm-hmm.
once that wears off, it becomes really stale. And I found that I took like 6 months off from playing it, went back, started a new playthrough, and it was still worn off.
Well, I
It
think it's
it
honestly
didn't like refresh itself
the
for me.
protagonist really hurts it,
Yeah, the protagonist is so insufferable.
and well, and just so
Just
emotionless.
yeah. There's
Whoever
just
I
maybe if
I would have I get they were trying to do like the voice protagonist thing, but you're also your own character and whatever,
yeah,
kind of
it
like
was
Fallout
just
4, but just didn't work.
there's when you try to do a create your own character but still make them voice, there's two ways it can go. Is one is something like Fallout 4 or Cyberpunk 2077 where they always feel like the same character even though you can technically make your own character.
Well, it's like when you're playing as Arthur Morgan, even in like
Yeah.
Red Dead.
But what I mean
It's
is but like something like Fallout 4 where it's like you can technically make your own character, but they always feel like the same character
well, it's like all the
because of the voice
choices you
acting.
make. Okay, like in Red Dead, like all the choices you make, whether honorable or dishonorable, are all things Arthur could and would do. It
Yeah.
still fits with his character, whatever way you,
Well, that's what like
however you
also
play.
The Witcher 3 does really well is
Mm-hmm.
not all, most of the choices you can make are choices Geralt might make.
But in the and Hogwarts Legacy, you're a blank slate character with like little
Yeah.
to no emotion,
Yeah.
with generic,
And like Fallout,
one-liners.
I bring up like Fallout 4 because it's like they have the voice protagonist in that, and the voicing is like voice acting is better than Hogwarts Legacy. But the trade-off is that they always, no matter what, feel like the same character. You can do two playthroughs
Mm-hmm.
of Fallout 4 and they just feel like the same guy.
Yeah.
Hogwarts Legacy does an approach of you can make different characters and maybe they feel like different characters a little bit, but the trade-off is that they have no charm and they're just a soulless psychopath.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting his. Okay, so they're suffocating him, and he's getting.
Yeah.
So it's, if I'm correct, it's spreading the cancer.
I think the idea is like the cancer gets worse, but it kills the cancer before it can kill him.
Yeah.
So like
When it's like it's healing, the healing factor worsen the cancer
yeah.
because cancer is rapid cell reproduction. I mean,
Yeah.
that's, and it's just when it goes wrong,
Yeah.
essentially. Um,
So the idea of his
so
if he were to lose his healing factor, the cancer would kill him within a matter of like weeks, if not days.
yeah. Oh, at this point, days, a
Yeah.
day. Um, no, yeah, he has
Well,
his
in Deadpool 2, he spent
brutal
more than a
backstory.
day without his powers with the collar on. So days plural, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, yeah. I think that's the idea. They did a good job making you want to punch him in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Just those are the best types of villains, in my opinion. Is it doesn't matter how
Mm-hmm.
complex they are of a character. If you legitimately want to punch them in the face,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good villain.
Who is she? What's her character in this?
She's very strong. I don't know her character's name.
Well, I know she's like the heavy
Yeah.
angel dust.
Ah.
Um,
We were talking about Hogwarts Legacy and started ignoring the actual movie.
yeah, it happens. Oh yeah, he's got the match, and then he just blows it all up because he can survive it.
I think at this point he doesn't know he can survive it. He's just like, fuck this.
Well, yeah, that too, but obviously he can and does. And
Yeah.
in the comics,
Oxygen.
sometimes it's different, but I think I can't remember if they explained it here. If it was Wolverine's genes that they gave him or something, or like
In this version, what they say is that he has is like a lot of people have a dormant X gene in
oh
them,
yeah, and you
and
have
that
to,
putting them through this process awakens it. And that's what
yeah.
happened to him. So he has similar healing factor
Well,
to Wolverine, but not because he
mhm,
was given Wolverine's genes. It's just
right.
because
Well, it's like
that's yeah.
people, they often discover their powers during a traumatic event, and a lot of time it's like with the X-Men characters, it's when they're a kid, something happens, or
Yeah.
um, or yeah, bad injury, then they get their powers. Oh, they have this big brawl.
Oh yeah.
Looking
I
Freddy
like how his
Krueger.
I love how his like because every superhero movie has to have a shirtless scene, right?
Yeah.
But his shirtless scene is like after he's been mutated.
We had some shirtless scenes before this.
Oh,
We
did he?
got to see him before he looked like a
Well, I mean, other than
um
the sex scenes.
yeah. Yeah. Uh, I definitely saw him as Dingaling, Swingaling.
I saw that too, yeah. Clever placement of the fire right there.
Yep. Oh, it's fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Can't imagine how much that would hurt. Because
Oh,
Deadpool kind
that's so
of,
fucked up. He bends it.
because Wolverine's
Definitely
like
got
this
super stitches.
too. That we kind of forget it is that they still feel
Still
pain.
hurt. Yeah.
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 They just heal
Like,
really fast.
yeah. But Deadpool's pretty much unkillable. And in the comics, Thanos actually cursed him
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
immortality, so he could never get with Death, Lady Death.
I'm gonna be right back.
I don't know if that's still current, but
All right, be right back.
right. Domino. Domino. That's my cat. Telling you, we gotta do video podcasts some point so you can see my cat and our dog too, Coco. That Domino here, baby. Hi. Yep. Unkillable. Wild. Rainy day in Vancouver, I assume, or wherever it's supposed to be. I mean, yeah, he's all screwed up, Freddy Krueger looking, but he's still Ryan Reynolds. Underneath all that, like, I'm just so used to Deadpool looking like this that it doesn't mess with me.
All right, I'm back.
It's normal. I was just saying how we're so conditioned to I mean, yeah, most people either picture Deadpool in the mask or just Ryan Reynolds. But like I'm so conditioned like him, with all the the fucked up face scarring and everything. It's like I don't even acknowledge it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
that's just Deadpool. It's just like what this is what he looks like. Um like it would be weird if he didn't look like that.
You're right, yeah.
And then Deadpool 2, he's in the mask even more though than this one, because this one has all the flashback stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently him and TJ Miller got in a lot of disagreements. I don't know the whole story, but
TJ Miller or Tim Miller?
TJ Miller.
TJ Miller's this guy.
Yeah, they got in disagreements too, apparently.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, there's a
Oh.
clip of TJ Miller like dogging Ryan Reynolds in an interview.
Huh.
Um, but I don't know all this whole story. And I know Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds was mostly creative differences,
Yeah.
not like anything toxic or anything.
Huh.
Well, as toxic as Hollywood gets, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. There's conflicting stories on Tim Miller with
Yeah. But yeah, don't not to get TJ Miller confused with Tim Miller.
yeah, there's conflicting stuff where some ranges from Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds like getting in shouting matches on set to just like saying they had some creative differences after when they were
Yeah.
working on Deadpool 2. Like
Daredevil. And that's where he gets the name Deadpool. I remember as a kid, I just knew it was Deadpool. I didn't question it, like what that means.
Yeah,
Like it's just Deadpool.
Captain Deadpool.
Oh yeah, he starts with Captain Deadpool. Oh, and he does the white suit at first, and then he realizes, all the blood. Yeah, just the hoodie and the mask at first. Yeah,
He
I like
updates
seeing the
his.
origin of the costume.
Oh yeah, he updates his suit very quickly
Yeah,
in this. Yeah.
yeah, that's when he realizes. Or no, she tells him. Yeah, wear red, dumbass. And then here's like the proto suit. For the fancy emoting eyes and everything. It's like something I could throw together. And then now he's got the legit one.
They probably don't know that Ajax's name is Francis.
Right?
He's saying, "Where's Francis?" And they're probably like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude."
Right. Oh, the Zamboni. Jeez. Oh shit. Damn. Is it more sexist not to hit you?
Cox the pistol.
I okay, this is gonna come across as a weird statement, but just hear me out. I like movies where they
Zambonis
show
can go
girls.
faster than that.
Yeah, but he's probably doing that for comedic purposes, you know?
He probably is, but he's driving
Um,
that at the pace you would drive it to actually lay down ice.
well, yeah, exactly.
But you can drive it faster than that.
Yeah, but
You're
that
gonna
wouldn't be
end.
funny.
You're ending up with a shitty layer of ice, but I would know.
Oh, he finally gets back to this guy. He's like the thunder.
Oof. Nice.
It's not gonna involve. No, but what was I saying? Um, Movies where the girl actually gets hit, like they are in a fight with a dude and they get hit just as much as the dude or what as the guy. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That sounds weird, but I hate it whenever like there's a like Atomic Blonde does a really good job with
Mm,
Charlize Theron and like Furiosa, which I heard is great, and
yeah.
um, where they show the girl can take hits and also dish it out. Like I, I like that because there's so many action movies where the girl like
The
never gets hit or
the
anything because they're too
obsession
afraid to
the
do it.
obsession of like girls can't take hits is weird. I don't.
Yeah, and they're too afraid to do it. Like they're too afraid showing a guy hitting
Uh,
him, And I understand, but like, um,
yeah, you don't want to glorify men hitting women, but also you don't want to make it seem like women can't take a hit.
Right. Or
you
like
know?
there's not bad, just
Yeah.
bad people that deserve it anyways.
Trust me, I've met women who I think could take a lot more hits than I could.
Right. Or like just showing him as a bad guy. Like or like 16 walls. Like in I was Breaking Bad. Do you know Lydia's character? She was
Hmm.
like in the last season
Yeah.
where Mike is like, okay, we just need to kill her. She's evil and everything. They're like, why? Like what? And he's like, she's as bad as any man I've ever known. Like I like it when movies just it's like, isn't that equal? You know what I mean? Where they show the woman can be just as bad as a bad guy. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, the Crocs. Nice.
Yep. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we get his baby hand. Oh, she has a good scene in the new trailer.
Nice.
He's like, "You want to do cocaine?" And he's like, "Oh, we can't. Feige won't let us say that." And then she says, like, she's like, "What about Bolivian marching powder? What about do you want to do build a snowman?" And he's like, "No, Kevin Feige. They have a list. They know all the
They know
different
all.
names for it." But yeah, this one is so small, like small scale. Um, but it still works. Just it's just the charm and
Yeah.
the dialogue.
It's just a
Focus.
lunatic who can't die,
Yeah.
trying to get some revenge. That's all.
So yeah, those collars turn off their powers somehow.
Something like that. Yeah. They don't explain that until the next movie.
Right. This reminds me of just like Wolverine too. Just like the bad guy tries to kill the guy that they just made like indestructible
Yeah.
or immortal. You know what I mean? It's like you literally just gave him the powers to not die, and you pissed him off. And Wolverine's even doubled, even worse because you pissed off the guy that already couldn't die, and you made him even more unkillable with the adamantium. So, double jeopardy there.
Little hand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wolverine already couldn't die. He's just
Yeah.
made him worse.
I love it when he disses on himself. Oh, and then he just shoots himself in the next one,
Yeah.
as in he murders Ryan Reynolds when he's reading the Green Lantern script.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I remember he was in the Emo movie, which everyone made fun of.
The
But
what
compared
movie?
to some movies that the Emoji movie or Emote movie,
Oh, the Emoji Movie. Yeah.
um, but compared to some movies that have come out recently, that's cinema. Looking at you,
Yeah.
Madam Web. Yeah, we definitely got to do that one. I mean, basically everything I heard about that movie, it's worse than like any like like what you think of a bad movie, it's worse than that. Like even like the bad Nick Cage movies or like Steven Seagal movie. Well, okay, maybe not as
Maybe not Steven Seagal.
well, maybe just as bad as Steven Seagal movies.
Maybe
But at
Steven
least
Seagal
those have
should have been in Madam Web.
the comedic factor of Steven Seagal just being
Would Madam Web be better if Ezekiel Sims was played by Steven Seagal?
yes. It could be the same movie.
But
I
just
heard
with
he was
Steven Seagal.
awful on the I heard he was awful on SNL. I saw a short little documentary about that.
Oh, he's apparently one of
Um,
the he's like banned from coming back.
yeah, he wouldn't get in on the joke. He They couldn't do anything that like that where he was making fun of himself or like where he was shown in any kind of lesser light than what he sees himself because he claims to be and sees himself as a martial arts master and like a
Yeah,
philosopher and a genius and oh Stanley
there he is.
that's one of his best cameos at the strip club.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I forgot he was in this one. I just love that this is on Disney Plus and it's just on Disney Plus.
Yeah. It's
I mean, yeah, you have to turn the parental control off, obviously, but why would you? I mean, if you have kids, I understand. But like with the success of Deadpool, obviously, and like the Joker and like all these other rated R movies, yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like they had to keep it rated R, you know,
yeah.
and just go for it.
I don't know if they hadn't
It
kept it
didn't be
rated
like the
R. I don't know.
well, Ryan Reynolds wouldn't have done it,
Yeah.
and well, and they're not stupid because they know it's gonna make like $1 billion on like a like what was the budget for this one? Let's see. I know the second one made almost 800 million on let's see, Deadpool
Damn.
1 budget. Oh yeah, this and the second one had like biggest opening weekends for Fox like in recent years. Um Deadpool earned it earned 782 million against a 58 million dollar budget.
Wow.
That's huge.
That's massive. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a no-brainer that they're gonna give them creative control. Um, Apparently, Ryan Reynolds pitched a $10 million budget for Deadpool 3, where it's just a road trip movie, and like they film it like a Sundance film.
That would be
But
fun. Yeah.
they actually gave him a budget to work with for this one because you know they're leading the Secret Wars and all that stuff. They want it to be
Yeah.
have the gravitas, you know. Um, all the fancy portals and stuff like that. I wonder what the budget is supposed to be for the new one. We don't really see likely to be 220 to 260 million. Some people say 100 million. Yeah, we don't really know. But if you put marketing and you know, if you combine that, yeah, probably about 200 million for the new one.
Yeah.
Um, well, obviously, I mean, they got to pay. They got two stars, you know, so that's already gonna add a lot more to the budget, and then all the CG and all that. Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool cost studio less money than 3 episodes of the MCU's worst TV show from last year.
Wow.
Okay, which one? Oh, Secret Invasion, yeah. Secret Invasion started off so promising, like it was gonna be another
Hmm.
like Winter Soldier type spy thriller with Nick Fury
It
and the
looked really
Skrulls,
cool, but yeah.
but it was just so half baked and just so boring. And when you do, I understand it's an adaptation. Like Captain America: Civil War is nothing like the Civil War in the comics,
Yeah.
but it's a good adaptation of that. It's like let's take this idea from comics and make it work for the movie, for the MCU.
Yeah.
Secret Invasion, they took such a huge event in the comics and then narrowed it down to like 6 episodes where barely anything happens,
Mm.
and they don't have the characters to play with, and it's just
Yeah.
boring. It's just boring. It's just tragically boring. And then it has the worst rushed ending in the finale. Like you think the She-Hulk finale was abrupt. Um, I mean the Secret Invasion one, they got the super girl in the second to last episode. We finally get the reveal of the Super Scroll and everything, and
Yeah.
then the bad Super Scroll fights a good Super Scroll, and that's pretty
Jeez.
much it. Yeah.
Uh,
And Nick Fury doesn't even get to be in the final eh, like involved in the final action.
yeah. That's like
Anyways,
with WandaVision. While there's a lot of good stuff about that show at the finale, which is Witch versus Witch and Evil Vision
hmm
versus Good Vision.
well, no, 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 not evil Vision, morally and inept Vision,
Yeah. At least
White
they
Vision,
broke that up and did
blank
like a
slate
whole
Vision.
philosophy debate between the
Yeah,
two,
it wasn't a fist fight. It was
which was fun.
they ended up
But
just talking about the ship of Theseus.
still, no,
Um,
it devolved into
it
a
was a
CGI battle where you
yeah.
had one power set versus the other power set. That's just the
hmm
same.
Well, yeah, and they're guilty of doing that a lot of movies. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But it just becomes stale. But like for the first Iron Man, it made sense. He fights Jeff Bridges in a bigger gray Iron Man armor, mean Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then
But at least it's big tanky Iron Man versus
big tanky Iron Man,
small
yeah.
quick Iron Man.
Yeah.
Like,
And then, Hulk versus meaner Hulk, the Abomination.
yeah.
But at least you get the fights before that when he's still human, when he's just got the serum and everything, when it's just Blonsky.
Yeah.
Um, but then you get, um, and this kind of suffers from that too, a little bit. I think they acknowledge it. Yeah.
Studio couldn't afford another X-Men.
Yeah. It's just them in the whole empty mansion. Yeah. But then in two, he opens the door and like the
Oh
rest of
yeah.
the X-Men are there.
I love
It
that,
makes
yeah.
no sense with the timeline. It makes zero sense.
But he does say that the timeline is confusing,
Yep.
so it's okay.
hmm Wasn't he the Indian Spider-Man?
He was, yes.
Spider-Verse? Yeah.
And yeah, and across Spider-Verse, yeah.
hmm Yeah, he's good. Just rugs. Oh yeah.
That look of disapproval from Colossus.
Yeah. wonder how much Colossus weighs in metal form.
I don't know.
I just don't understand how he fits. That's classic Deadpool, Jimmy Chongus.
Oh yeah.
Um, oh, and yeah, this whole final battle is on like a helicarrier with
Yeah.
zero explanation.
Yeah, it's just a
And I remember
helicarrier.
when this came out, there was all kinds of theories like,
Yeah.
oh, is it gonna connect somehow? It's literally like a helicarrier.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with it. They're just there's just a helicarrier.
Yeah, he has a good arc in the sequel too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
That's just don't press that button.
It's Francis.
Yeah, and he does spell it out for him. Does it right with the dead bodies or something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, spear landing thing. Yeah, like this whole fight. I love this fight, and I love how she's actually outclassed. Oh, just on her phone. Z, am I right?
Burns off her
And
out
how is
there.
her X-Men costume actually better than like 90% of the other live screen
Yeah.
X-Men costumes?
Yeah, she's her costume's great.
And X-Men 97, there's a whole bit where they're about to suit up, and Cable's like, oh, the yellow and blue spandex, are we going to a circus? And Cyclops is like, what do you expect, black leather?
Yeah.
And then the original X-Men, somebody's like, oh, what's the black leather? And he's like, what do you expect, yellow spandex? That's a good little callback. But yeah, this is a good little fight here.
I love the character development with Colossus in the next one where he learns to fight dirty.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
against Juggernaut. Do anything for the joke. I love how they actually cease fire. There he goes.
He
Got the
can just
standoff
take
streak.
he can just take the hits. Like
Yeah. Yeah, he can just be shot. Yeah. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I just think it's it's cool and way more believable when they're both taking hits
yeah.
with, cross-gendered man, woman.
She's pretty cool. I like her.
And she
This is
just
cool. I like
explodes
this.
things.
I don't know her powers exactly, yeah, but something like that.
Damn.
Ooh, yeah.
He's just a Halo gamer in so many instances. He spares him. That's actually a reference to Hydra Bob in the comics.
Oh, is it?
He's a Hydra agent that Deadpool always. He's like, "Oh, it's you, Bob." You know, titty fell out. In the
I mean,
balls.
had it coming.
Yep. Francis. Yep. He said he was to spell it out for him. I mean, this movie does suffer from the damsel in distress trope. In the second one,
Yeah.
well, they just kill her in the beginning. Um,
So there's no damsel to be in distress.
right, yeah. And she
Yeah,
does the Lady Death thing. Um, but you know what? They worked within their relatively low budget for a superhero movie, and it paid off. Like we said earlier, it was a hit. Yeah, he's such a hateable, yeah, like punch in the face villain.
oh yeah.
He's the kind of villain you love to hate. Oh, now she's got air again. That's
Yeah, good move.
um Deadpool's like a Dark Souls player. Like no matter how many times you put him down, they'll always come back for the boss.
Yeah.
You know, that's the fallacy, the failure of the Dark Souls boss is they think they can truly defeat us,
Yeah, in
but they keep
reality,
coming
the
back.
the player character is the most terrifying character in a Dark Souls game.
Yeah,
'Cause they just always come back.
Arnell the Ring. Well, unless you're fighting Melania, then
Oh yeah.
she's the most terrifying. Yeah. It's the idea since he doesn't feel pain, he can like push his like that gives him super strength. Like his powers are so vague.
He has super strength. He's a superhuman,
Yeah,
and also he can't feel pain.
yeah.
So like he's
But
able
it's
to
like idea
take
you can push your muscles to the limit because
so like a hit that maybe Captain America couldn't take not because he can't recover from it, but because it hurts. Francis
Mhm.
can take that hit because he doesn't have the pain.
Right.
I guess something like that. I don't know.
Well, Cap would wipe the floor of him, but
Oh yeah,
oh, this is great.
Cap would like just do one of those like spinny kick things.
Yeah. Or
Not around
shield
not a roundhouse. One of those things where he like
shield
does like a
bounce or
somersault and like brings his foot down, like one of those
yeah,
spinny kick things.
he'd
He
do
would just
that.
do that and like knock out Francis in one hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest. Yeah,
Well, he's a grunt to Captain, America. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like,
yeah. There's a lot of super soldiers in Marvel. Cap America is one of the stronger
OG.
super soldiers, though.
Well, just experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has like the combat skills too. He can just
Yes. Yeah, she almost gets him here. Oh,
oh my gosh, she's just like Colossus can take it.
big CGI explosion. Oh, there he goes. Beware of jet blast, propellers, something, something. I've seen movies so many times. I like trying to catch background stuff, like text and stuff like that.
Well, there's like in the
Oh shit.
Deadpool 2 or in the World War Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, there's the shoe store in the background of one of the
Hmm.
shots. That's the reference to how the artist couldn't draw feet.
Oh yeah, like feet only. Rob Liefeld's. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can't draw feet. You've seen his Captain America, right? That side profile.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's all chest. Perspectives off. The anatomy is. It doesn't make any sense.
It's iconic though.
Yep. Oh, it's been spoofed in so many like variant covers and stuff like that. And I think Rob Liefeld recently even spoofed it himself. I don't know much about him, but I just know that he got in the comics industry not being a good artist, but just being a good ideas guy.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and obviously, yeah, he created Deadpool, but Deadpool was just a spoof of Deathstroke, Slade Wilson.
Apparently he has said that he knows who leaked the test footage.
Liefeld does?
Yeah. Like he's been told, but refuses to say anything.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
They got to keep that to their graves. I mean, wouldn't he be dead from his wounds, though? I mean, so what? Yeah, if you can't feel pain, you still
I don't
die.
know. Yeah.
His powers are so vague. Oh yeah. He's like, well, you're no more use to me. Yep. That was little. What is that?
This
Oh yeah, here comes
is
classic.
great. Yeah. Look, even Francis is like, God damn it, this
Yeah.
don't want to hear this speech.
He just shoots him right. Like he knows he's not gonna spare him. Right. Hmm. Well, we get a good moment right here.
Oh yeah.
He takes the mask off. Sorry, we're just watching this really important moment for Deadpool.
It's a good moment, yeah.
Well, I'm just waiting for the reveal.
How much money is Deadpool and Wolverine really gonna make?
That
My bad.
wasn't part of the movie.
No, it was not. Well,
Here it is.
and us talking isn't, you know. It's just
It's the
Kevin
best. It's the
Stapleton.
best joke in the movie. So he was wearing that the entire fight scene.
Yeah,
I love that.
the entire time.
Just in case.
Yep. I think he also staples the wig to his head in the new one. Like he just doesn't care. What are you doing you see what I'm talking about? She's got like the astonishing X-Men outfit.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool.
You're so stupid. Oh, doesn't he push the camera away or something?
Nah. Or maybe, I don't know.
I'm thinking of something else, maybe.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Wham.
Yeah.
He definitely had that queued up on his
George Michael,
phone, ready
right?
to go, too.
Oh
The
yeah.
whole time. Like,
Yeah.
you can't pull up that fast if you didn't
He
have it
had
ready.
it. Yeah, he had it in his pulled it up on YouTube or whatever first, or on his Spotify or whatever. Oh yeah, we get the wide shot.
I mean, Careless Whisper, good song.
Yeah. It's very obvious CGI. But yeah, that's just straight up like a off-brand helicarrier.
Yeah.
And there it is.
All right. And there's the
And
after
then
credits scene, but
here around the end of June, we'll get to Deadpool 2. And
yeah.
do those Spider-Man reference. And then we'll get to Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't do a
Almost,
commentary of that
but
in theaters.
we'll do a review though. Yeah.
Bring our recording, yeah, be obnoxious. We will review it, of course.
Yeah, I'll come visit you down in Phoenix and
Yeah.
we'll go to the movie theater with a tape recorder.
We'll save up money, we can rent it out so we're not ruining it for everyone else. However much that would cost, jeez.
And then
yeah, I'm so excited.
none of the audio would be usable because of copyright.
Oh, that's true because the movie would be in the audio, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we're yeah, I don't know.
Convince the movie theater to let us get a headphone thing set up. No.
8 bits. That's pretty good.
It's a great movie.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the
Deadpool.
after credits in this?
They do the Ferris Bueller thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Skip to that. Yeah. Oh. You're still here. Uh-oh. Still there, Jackson? Um, I don't know where Jackson went. Well, I guess that's the episode. Jackson has disappeared. Follow us on Instagram. Check out Linktree in the description. You know the deal. If you've listened to the videos, if you made it this far through a commentary, then you probably know the deal. But check out the Instagram. We post some fun pictures on there. We have a TikTok now, I guess. Who knows how long we're gonna keep up on that, but we're trying. So stay tuned for next week.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The Odd Drunk Podcast recommends you follow their Instagram and join their Facebook group for more fun content. To visit all of our current streaming and social media platforms, visit the link tree in the description. If you enjoy the show, We would be appreciated it if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The Odd Drunk Podcast would like to remind you to drink responsibly and not to drink and drive.